You are welcome to the Wealthy Continent channel, a channel dedicated to the great people and continent of Africa. Remember, where you find yourself tomorrow is a function of the decisions and actions you take today. On our series, You Are Responsible for Your Life, we're going to be looking at the topic, Make Learning Your Life Priority. Many years ago, I was, watching an organization. They were doing a kind of refurbishment in a bigger facility. And part of the things they were taking out of that facility was what can be sold to get money. But because those who are involved didn't know, they hired another company and were paying that company to move those items out, and those companies went to sell those items. It's like getting somebody to come and pick up money, and you are paying the money in your own house, pick up your money to go and, get the service for somebody to come and get another money. They were losing at both ends. But one thing happened when the people knew, when they got to know that, wow, all we have been doing is we have been burning the candle at both ends. We are throwing away money at the same time we are paying somebody for that process. When knowledge came, they stopped doing that. The same thing applies to life. If you are going to grow, you have to go all out for knowledge. We live in a world that is knowledge driven. That is how it's been created. The more you know, the more it's clear to you, the better you live. Now, one of the mistakes we make as adults is that we think age confers knowledge to us or wisdom. That is erroneous. Age doesn't, because if you are not looking for knowledge, if you are not in search of wisdom, it doesn't just jump on people. It's possible to be 70 years and still be somebody who lacks knowledge. It's possible to be 80 years. It's possible to be 50, 20. You can see a 17-year-old that is well-versed, well-rounded, because the person has gone out for knowledge. So if you are going to live better, we have to know better. You must make learning part of your lifestyle, part of the process, because we live in a world driven by knowledge. Whatever it is that you don't know, you can't take advantage of. I can't take advantage of it. That is why we are always in search of knowledge, in search of a better way, in search of what we don't know. Because what you don't know cannot add to you. Now, you might ask, okay, how do I make this a priority in my life? Is you. You have to make that priority. You have to say, I have to find out what I don't know. I have to place a demand on myself that I don't want to be ignorant. I want to place a demand on myself that I have to be knowledgeable. I have to be well-rounded. I have to give time to learning. Very important. Now, part of the avenues you can use to ensure that you are growing as a person. Because, to grow physically, all you have to do is eat, sleep, you will grow. But when it comes to the mind, it doesn't happen on its own. It's not automatic. We have to engage ourselves in the process. The number one thing I would suggest is, if you are going to grow, if you are going to be sharp, if you are going to be thoughtful, if you are going to be resourceful, if you are going to always be someone who will contribute to people's life and the things around, you have to go through books. You will be surprised that most things are in books. People document things and people don't read. People don't find out. You have to make books your companion. There are so many things that you can learn. Ideas can be cloned. So find out. Get good resource materials. Create time. Sit down and make learning a priority. You'll be surprised what will happen to your mind. You'll be surprised what will happen to your life, because you have made learning a priority. Another thing you can do is always ensure that you ask questions. Don't just nod your head and say, yes, you understand, when you don't. Ask questions, intelligent questions. It's better to be a fool just for some minutes than to be a fool for life. So ask questions. And when clarity comes, you understand it. It's a way to grow. Another way you can, grow and keep learning is make sure that you listen to the voices of value. There are men and women, you need to just sit down and listen to them. You will learn a lot. Just by listening. You need to find people who are who have become valuable to our world, valuable to our society. And listen. Just listen. Listen to their words. Listen to their experiences. Listen to their examples. Listen to what they have gone through. You will pick a lot of things from their life. Another thing you want to do in this process is make sure you cultivate good relationship, quality relationship where you have people who are selfless, people who are generous with information. If you are young, I'd like you to surround yourself with some old people who are selfless, people who are generous, people who are confident in themselves. They are not threatened. You will hear a lot of wisdom from them. You will hear a lot of knowledge from them. You will hear a lot of what they have not done well and what they have done well. And why do you need this? Because you'll be surprised that we make the same mistakes. We do the same things. And if you can do these things, most of all those things will be avoided because you have someone to share with you. You have somebody to encourage you. You have somebody to tell you, I've done that before. These are my mistakes. This is the things you need to look out for. Another way that you need to ensure that you have is you must be someone who is very observant and a thinker. Look at a process and try and understand, how does this thing work? How does it work? And think through it. And the moment you start thinking through it, you become a process person. You pay attention. You get to a place and you can start picking up things. Oh, this is how this thing works. You get to a place and somebody say, okay, want you to be involved in a business, and you can ask the relevant question. You see something, how does this one connect with this and everything? Be someone who is very observant. And to be observant, it means you need to be paying attention. Don't be distracted. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention, and you will see yourself learning so many things. Lastly, I encourage you to be humble, very humble. Life on a daily basis passes lessons to us. Life is a school on its own. Make sure you have a heart to learn. You'll be surprised what comes into your life on a daily basis. I'd like to challenge you. Make sure that every single day of your life, as long as you are still on top of the ground, make sure that you learn something new every day. If you can do that, in a year, even if it's one thing, you would have learned 365 things in a year. There's no way you will be the same. There's no way things in your life will be the same. Ensure that you make learning your lifetime priority. You will not regret it. You'll be glad you did. And I want you to know something. The beauty on the inside, the best version of yourself that you have not seen, you will start seeing it emerging. If you have been getting value from our videos, we'd like you to consider subscribing to this channel, clicking on that like button and sharing with others. Remember, you are a difference maker and being different is normal. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time.